Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here. Welcome back to another Nikke Goddess of Victory video. First up, Happy Lunar New Year to anyone who is celebrating. But let's talk about Mast. So here's the thing. Very cool character. Her number of buffs actually surprises me. I actually tested her a little bit and man, she is going to be really interesting. However, Anchor as of now is not released yet, so we have Mast banner right now, so you can basically try her out, you can test her, but we don't have Anchor's banner yet until February 6th, so that's going to be next week, so we can't fully utilize Mast to her potential. Alright, so with that, it is going to be a little bit restrictive. However, I do see the potential of her because after testing with various different teams, there are going to be something that you can basically achieve with Mast, and she might actually be one of the better buffers, supporters in the game. So with that, let's jump into it. Let's talk about everything that she has. Now the thing with Mast is she has this debuff that she applies on herself. It's called the Drunken debuff. This one can stack up to 3 times. Now once she reaches max stacks, that's when she's going to enter this stun by 10 seconds thing. Alright, so this is going to be something that's detrimental. You ideally don't want that to happen. So the only other character that can help her with this to basically help elevate the stacks to reduce it is going to be Anchor. Now Anchor is going to be Mast's best partner. You will most likely have to use them in duo because Anchor has a very unique kit here where it reduces the stack count of debuffs by 1. So this is actually very unique. So the reduced stack count by debuffs right now, as far as I know, no other character has this. Alright, I tried to test Mast with a few other characters. There's going to be a few characters that can remove debuffs. For example, Kokwa, the MAID, Cafe, Lolly. Now this girl right here, she has the ability, as you can see, to dispel 1 debuff and dispel 1 debuff on the burst skill as well. So again, this is going to remove Mast's debuffs completely, and you don't want that to happen. One more character is going to be Mika's Nobody. As you can see, similar concept. Hers is on the burst skill, right? She's always going to dispel that debuff. So in that case, you don't really want it. You don't want to dispel the debuff. You want to reduce the debuff stack rather than dispelling them. So that's going to be a little bit different, right? Another character on burst 2 that perhaps somewhat works but not to a full extent is going to be 8. I did try her earlier. 8 is this girl right here. She does somehow seems to work a little bit. I did try her out, but it's not super consistent. So she has a bit of a different take to it. She basically gives you debuff immunity to 1 debuff. Alright, stacking up to 1 time continuously. So if you already have the debuff prior, she will basically give you immunity for 1 debuff. It does goes on skill 1 and skill 2 though, right? This is going to be a bit different right here, but I still think Anchor is going to be the best character or the best partner for you to pair with Mast, and also Mast is still a 40-second burst character in that sense, so she is not going to be able to perform the burst on her own, right? She needs another partner that can be a burst too as well. Her buff numbers are now really strong, right? You can see she get critical rate and attack percent here. Almost permanently. Alright, this is going to be very cool. And one more thing is skill 2, right? This one is going to be multiplied by the number of Drunken stacks. Alright, so remember it goes up to 3, so maximum you get 3, but most of the time you're going to get 2 stacks. So it's still pretty good, right? So times 2, 15%, times 2, 30% reload speed. Very good. And on her burst skill, attack damage increase and critical damage increase right here. And of course, increase more attack buffs. Now, one thing to consider also is she's not limited, alright? I figure I mentioned this as well because most likely after Mast and Anchor, after this event ends, we will be having the limited Evangelion collaboration characters that they announced earlier this year. So make sure you guys, if you are trying to plan things carefully, make sure you guys are aware of that because the collab characters are limited. Mast and Anchor, they are not. They will be added to the standard banner eventually, so keep that in mind. So with that, let's show you guys the test right here. You might need both for them to work in a synchronous matter. So we will still test Mast and see how it goes, but it might not be a fair testing, right? We'll see how this is. And so a lot of people say she looks like Hosho Marine, and I do agree with that. But even the default Mast looks like that. Is it a 1-tap, guys?
What are your orders? Nice to meet you.
Is it a 1-tap? Oh, 1-tap. Okay.
Pirate Mast
Okay.
has arrived.
That's how it is. Alright, just like that. Alright, we don't need to put too much effort into this. We gotta save for Evangelion coming later. So that's just how it is, right? That's life. Scarlet Black Shadow with Mast gives us more damage. Scarlet Black Shadow with Mast gives us a little bit higher number compared to Grave. Grave only gives us 651. With Mast, we got 666. So I actually think this is pretty good actually. Mast, her buffs are pretty good, right? Her buffs are pretty good. So her numbers are good. So I put Marciana here because Marciana, I'm trying to make it fair, right? Because Mast right now 40 seconds, we need one more burst too. But of course in this team right now, I can take out Marciana and I can put someone else, right? But it won't be a fair comparison. But once Anchor comes next week, because Anchor is not here yet, right? Anchor comes next week, we're gonna swap Anchor here. Will Anchor must be better than, let's say, one more burst 3 right here? So that's something that we'll need to find out, right? Grave has a lot of personal damage. You are right. So you can see overall right here, this is going to be here, right? So Grave has personal damage. You're right in that particular instance. Although the personal damage probably won't matter that much unless she has the elemental advantage. For example, like you fight a fire weak team. But in most cases, we gotta look at much more of a fair comparison, but it's just hard for me to do right now. Let me see if I can try to put one more like debuffer in there, right? So 8 has an ability right here that will remove debuff. Oh wait, debuff immunity to 1 debuff. Does this prevent my Mast from activating at all? Let's find out, right? The Drunken thing. We are not having any debuff at all, which is bad.
I'll provide you with the
oh wait, we got 1 debuff now. Okay, we got the Drunken effect. So we got 1 Drunken effect. But will 8 remove everything though, right? Okay, we still have the debuff. As you can see, there's 2 stack right there. Alright, the number is a bit small. We got 2 stack right now. So 3 stack, then we... Oh, okay, there. It removes both stack. So it removes both stack. Yeah, you don't want to remove all stacks. But you can still, she's still able to get it from time to time, right? You want max drunk without getting stunned? Yeah, that's the whole point, right? So 8 might not be the best pair. That's the problem. So here are my 8 testing results. As you guys can see, with 8, it doesn't really improve it that much over just letting Mast stun herself, right? With Marciana right here. In this instance, she basically did stun herself multiple times compared to in this where she doesn't stun herself. But you can see overall damage, we are still doing less, but still pretty interesting. Alright, SPS is still doing very, very high overall. It doesn't really improve much, right? This is going to be something to that we might actually will need later on for mana. Look at this. A team with Grave is doing more than the team with Mast. Here's the thing though, right? If you look, we got Mast right here. So this one is with Mast, 941. With Grave, we got 964. And 3 characters are distributed damage. Dorothy, Quincy Escape Queen, 2B. Alright, Dola is there in both. Still, Grave is the winner. So next up, I test with a different team right here. So you can see this is going to be for Lita with 2 burst 2. Alright, we have to use Mast and then Dola. And then I put Laplace and Red Hood in here. So you can see, I try to see if Mast plus another burst 2 character. In this case, I try Dola. There's no special reason in particular, but I just want to compare with Blanc and Noir and Tia and Naga to see if we can get a somewhat of a decent result, right? You can see right here, alright, with Blanc and Noir, the damage difference is not that far, alright? Trying this out with Mast and Dola, it seems like it's, I have a feeling once Anchor comes, Mast and Anchor will outperform Blanc and Noir. However, you can see on the right, we have Tia and Naga in that case, right? Now, I am testing this in the Union range, so the boss do have core, right? Keep in mind, and core damage is definitely going to be boosted with Tia and Naga. But you can see right here, based on my testing so far, it does seem like Mast with another burst 2 is going to be a bit behind Grave and Crown, alright? We don't even need to compare with Crown, right? Definitely, Crown, Grave will still be better. but can she compete against Blanc and Noir and Tia and Naka? I think they might be able to. Alright, both Mast and Anchor might be able to compete with the other two duo, and we'll see. We'll see if that happens, and of course when Anchor comes out, I'll definitely try to perform a more thorough test with you know, the other characters as well. But overall, I see plenty of potential in Mast for sure. I do think that she might actually have the damage output for some of the players who are looking for other bursts too. However, she is not going to be able to replace Crown, alright? That's something to keep in mind. But we'll see, right? I don't want to like finalize everything yet. But for now, Anchor is not here yet. So keep that in mind. Once Anchor comes, we'll do the final testing. That's going to be on February 6th. Let me know what you guys think of Mast's performance right here in terms of the Valentine character. Do you guys think she's actually strong? Are you guys pulling for her as well? With that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.